everybody. I'm going to get this party started soon. Just want to jump on here a little bit early and say we had a short week, but boy has it been quite a long week. But I'm going to talk about a bunch of things today, some crazy stuff, and teach as we go along. And yeah, so it's like I said, interesting has definitely been the word for what this past week has been. But I hope you guys are doing well, and a little rain tomorrow for the weekend, but Sunday should be a nice day. I feel like I'm a meteorologist, but I'm really living for this weekend, for sure.
Living for the weekend is relatable content.
I think we all are. And right, it was a short week, and yet it felt like it was about 4 weeks.
I described this week as a very long month.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that.
This week has been a very long month.
It really was. It really was. And just a lot of stuff, and people were a little manic. Right? I know.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. I can tell you more after.
All right. Yes, we off the air, so to speak.
Off the air, if you will. You got a minute.
All right, 1 minute to go.
Seconds.
Okay.
Minutes never felt so long.
Thank you for tuning in. I don't know who's out there, but here we go.
This is Denise Nostrom, CEO and founder of Diversified Financial Solutions. Now more than ever, investment advice is needed. Not just where best to invest your money, but why. Are you investing for your future retirement? Are you retired and looking to maximize your income? Are you maximizing your income and concerned with leaving money for your loved ones? Are you investing for your retirement at the same time saving for your children's education and at the same time saving to buy another home? Are the markets in line with your goals? Are your goals ever changing? Please contact me at 631-758-8691. That's 631-758-8691. Or visit us at diversifiedfinancial.biz. For over 25 years, I have been helping individuals, families, and business owners navigate through all market conditions with only one goal in mind, my clients. Visit me at diversifiedfinancial.biz or call Denise Nostrom, founder of Diversified Financial Solutions at 631-758-8691. That's 631-758-8691 for a conversation about my most important client, you.
Hello and good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in and spending some time with me today. I hope you all had a safe and enjoyable Memorial Day weekend. I hope in between the barbecues, parties, and beach time, you had a moment to reflect and thank those servicemen and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice for all of us to enjoy that freedom and ability to go to those parties, barbecues, and beaches. Our country has its issues, as we know, but it is still the best place to live in the world. It was a short week for most of us, but raise your hand, not if you're driving, well I guess you can with one hand, if you felt like this week was really long and really crazy. Short weeks are sometimes the most challenging, for sure. The gentleman in the booth that doing my show today has raised his hand, so I think we're definitely in agreement there, for sure. So you are listening to the Financial Chick Show, and I am the Financial Chick. My name is Denise Nostrom, the CEO and owner of Diversified Financial Solutions, a full-service independent financial planning firm located in Medford. Your Financial Chick is here to help you make better financial decisions and choices to improve your life and reduce your anxiety and stress about money. If you want to know more about my firm, you can check out my website at financialchickshow.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram at Diversified Financial Solutions, so like our pages to get updates and see what is happening. So we started the work week on Tuesday this week, and really that's when the mania began. I mentioned last week that I celebrated my 27th anniversary in business, Diversified Financial Solutions, on Friday. So I have really seen and heard pretty much everything, or so I thought. So let's talk about this. I had a client this week purchase a car over the long Memorial Day weekend, which is a good thing. You know, you get some sales and deals and all that, which is good. So this person called to withdraw money from their portfolio, and which again is normal and good. But of course, setting expectations and I guess planning is so integral into anything that we do. So wanted money from their portfolio, but needed it like immediately, like that day. So now there is a process to do this. And I have to say, I'm not a magician, and I can't make money appear immediately. But I always work to kind of help my clients do the best that I can do. And it's really interesting because when speaking with my clients, it's always a question that they have for me. I put the money into the investments, but how do I get them out of the investments? So we're not going to go entrenched with retirement and stuff like that, but we're going to talk about, again, purchasing a car and having a portfolio and now needing said money to buy said vehicle. So one way to get the money is to have a check sent to you. So you call in, you request the money, and then we put out a check. Now, of course, this is the slowest way because obviously we have to depend on the postal service, and then you have to put it into the bank, and then it has to clear. So, you know, depending on the severity of or the immediacy that you need that money, this may not be the best way. And in this scenario, it was not. Another way is to have the money sent to your bank if you have bank account information on the account. So it's something that you need to set up and what's called link your bank with your investment portfolio, whether it be retirement or investment account, mutual funds, managed money, whatever it is. So, and you can do this via or send the money via ACH or wire. Now, an ACH transfer is completed through a clearinghouse, which is a network of financial institutions, and is used most often for processing direct deposits or payments. So if you're getting that, you know, for your paycheck or you're putting money into your investments, that's what that means, ACH. There's also something called a wire transfer, which is typically used for high value transactions and is completed primarily through a bank, which makes it faster. But in this case, in this scenario, you're going to have a fee. ACHs are done free of charge. Wires cost you money. So using an ACH transfer, it's best used for smaller transactions that aren't time sensitive, which again, for my client yesterday or on Tuesday, this was not going to be appropriate. But so the wire transfer would be best to use for larger cross-border transactions that need to be done quickly. So obviously we have options, and I'm all about options. When clients call me, I try to give them a lot of different ways that they can do things. But the options don't necessarily mean that they are immediate. The crazy part of the story is that the client gave my telephone number to the used car salesman, and he proceeded to call me 4 times. This is what I was saying. In my whole 27 years of being in my own practice, I've never had anything like this. So there's a few problems with this. Number one, he was not going to get the money for the client to move any faster than was humanly possible by calling me. So there was really no end game to that situation. And number two, legally, I cannot speak to anyone else about your money unless it's you. So this was not the best plan and very interesting. And I will say myself and my other employee, Brian, we literally just couldn't believe how many calls we got on this. So we had 2 lessons to be learned for you, for us, for everybody. Number one, lack of planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on my part. And I don't mean this to be in a smug way, but you know, we have to do some planning. Things are not immediate. We try to do things as expediently as we can, but sometimes, you know, it's just out of our control. It's not something that we can possibly do. And number 2, do not give your financial advisor's telephone number to a used car salesman. So that is some wisdom for today. I will tell you that the money was wired. I'll give you the end of the story. So we did wire the money. We got the information, wired it Tuesday. Wednesday, at some point, the bank was going to post it. That we had no control over. So I had said to the client it could happen in the morning, afternoon, right before the bank closed. Just had to keep on top of it. But in lieu of it going ACH, where he would have gotten it Thursday or Friday, we did get it the next day. So again, another feather in our cap, I guess, so to speak. So we try to do our best. All right, the next fire that happened this week, actually the same day on Tuesday, the day after the long weekend. I purchased a practice from a retiring financial advisor back in 2020. I have been working with these clients for a few years now, and sadly, one of the clients died in April. So we're working on settling the estate and updating the account for the surviving spouse. This couple has a fixed index annuity, which is owned jointly, and both parties are the annuitants. Now, this may sound a little foreign to many of you. You're like, what is she talking about? But the bottom line is the contracts seem to be in place to continue, and for the surviving spouse to take over ownership as the sole survivor, right? Joint account, joint annuitants. It looked great. Well, no. The children who are the beneficiaries received letters from the company telling them how to get their portion of this annuity. So needless to say, the surviving spouse was pretty livid about this. So we got on the phone and we tried to work with the company, and we were able to rectify the situation and have the children what's called disclaim the benefit and enable their surviving parent to retain the contract to continue her monthly income payments, which was super important to her. So I tell you the story to make you aware of things that can and will go wrong, typically at the most inopportune time. You know, we always feel like we can do this stuff by ourselves, but it is what you don't know that can hurt you. And sometimes it's what you don't, not really knowing all the different options or different ways that you can do things, you may not do the best thing that you can. So check your annuities, check your life insurance contracts, do a beneficiary review on all your retirement assets. It's such an easy thing to do, but most of us don't do it. And unfortunately, when things go wrong, they go really wrong. And you don't want to have that at that, like I said, at that inopportune time. For this particular client, she depends on that money on a monthly basis. And, in just the wonderful world of finance, the company had told us that it's going to take them 7 days to acknowledge the letter that the children sent. Then they're going to process the paperwork for the disclaiming part, and that could take, you ready, anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. So we're looking at about a month or that type of thing. So again, I told my client, listen, we're going to keep on top of them and be really annoying to try to kind of expedite things and make sure that they can roll with this. So when you work with a financial chick, that's what we do. We try to help you when things go awry, because let me tell you something, things go awry. What's been really interesting is that, technology, which is supposed to make our life so much easier and better, seems to has expanded the time and the wait times for everything that we do. In doing this for so long, it's just amazing. We should be so much more efficient, but I don't know, it feels like we're going backwards, So this is the benefit of working with someone who not only manages your investments, but also makes sure that everything else in your financial world is in order. So it is, I love the investment part too. That's the sexy and fun part. But, there's so much more that goes into it that even if the investments do well, if it's not set up right, well, what happens then? So call me if you have any questions or want to have a review of your portfolio. I'm here for you. So this is your financial chick, Denise Nostrom, the company's Diversified Financial Solutions. I help you look for financial solutions when you feel like there are none. Feel free to contact me at 631-758-8691, and let's talk. Let's see if there's a way that we can help you do a little bit better. So we're closing into the commercial breaks already, so stay tuned after the break for more.
Two minutes.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
And all of that just happened on Tuesday. That was just two of the many things.
I gotta tell you about my week.
And I'm not even complaining. I'm just like, it's really good learning moments or teaching moments, I guess you could say, right?
It's challenges, as I told my partner. I just said, I'm not panicking. I'm problem solving.
I like that. That's good. That's good.
It was quite aggressive the way I told him. I did tell him.
Hey, listen, you got to say it like you mean it and make it happen, right?
That's what it was. I was just going through it.
It's all good. All good. I love it. I don't know who's out there, but thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good week and your Friday's been good. We're just moving right along here. Oh, I think we've got Marianne on and Tony. And Richie, I don't know if you're still there, but thank you. Good to see you.
$30 seconds.
Okay, and we're going to go back.
10 seconds.
Okay, thank you. Welcome back. This is Denise Nostrom, the Financial Chick. My company is in Medford, and you can reach me at 631-758-8691 or visit my website at financialchickshow.com. I'm here to help you on your financial journey. Over the years, things change, and I'm here to help you navigate all of those changes. So again, if you were listening before the break, it was a short week, but very eventful in so many ways. So this week, for good or for bad, the debt ceiling increase was approved and is sitting on Biden's desk to be signed. So in the end, when we really think about it and we look at it, it's really not a debt ceiling problem. It is a debt problem. So let me repeat that. It's not really a debt ceiling problem. It's a debt problem. So if we continue to spend, it's just not a good plan. So, but the government, really can very easily spend money when it's not their own money. And in the end, it's just been a spending spree, and we know that eventually it's all gonna hit us. And in many ways, it already has. So, the Federal Reserve has reported that America or Americans are carrying nearly $1 trillion in credit card debt right now. This debt has increased by nearly $250 billion since April of 2021, when it was nearly $740 billion. And according to Bankrate, 46% of cardholders are carrying a balance from month to month, meaning that they do not pay off their bill. They don't pay the bill off every month, and they're just kind of letting it roll from month to month. And this is up 39% from a year ago. So they're saying, which I don't know, they're saying the average amount of debt that Americans have on their credit cards is unclear, which I know they keep estimates and everything, but the USA Today estimates that it's around $7,951, so just under $8,000 people have on their credit cards right now. And this is based on the data from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York and the U.S. Census Bureau. So additionally, and this was something I've been talking about on the shows for the past couple of weeks, that the average interest rate, and I didn't have numbers, but now I got numbers. The average interest rate in the first quarter of this year for credit cards was 20.92, according to Wallet Hub, which is the highest number since the Fed began keeping track of this information in 1994. Now wrap your head around that. So people get aggravated when they lose 1% or 2%. I mean, we all do. We don't want to lose money, right? But when you have a credit card and you have balances, you're losing safely, I say that, in a weird way, but 20.92% each and every year from your net worth. So that, and people go, well, I only got 5% in the market or 6%. Listen, when you're in the stock market or the bond market and you're getting money in, that's a good thing. Obviously, when we lose money, it's not good, but people are going to credit cards and losing money just by doing things that they have to do. But there is a reason, I'll get to that in a second. And they're saying for new cards, the annual percentage average rate was 22.15, which is up from 18.32 during the same time period a year ago. So with the Fed fund rate and all of the Fed, you've heard the stories, they're increasing rates. This is the fallout from that. And the reason people are going to credit cards is that we have a lot of problems in this country. So let's go to this. The job numbers came in today, and they were better than expected. But let's take a look at this. The unemployment rate actually did go up. It was 3.5, went up to 3.7. But this thing called, I know I've talked about this too if you've been listening, the participation rate is 62.6%. Now what does that mean? That means that 62.6% of the people that are able to work and willing to work, I should just say able, are are working. So that is 37.4% of the population that can work is not working. Now we're starting to see people go back to work, which is a good thing. But the reason they're doing it was for the reason I just said before, that people have credit card debt. So, I don't know really, this has been the question. We had talked with colleagues and everything, like, people got all the stimulus money during the pandemic, and maybe they squirreled away some money, but there's got to come a point in time where people say, I have to go back to work. Like, I can't just live like this. So I think that's starting to happen. But the credit card debt is a problem. We still have a fragile economy due to high interest rates, high inflation, high office vacancy rates. People are still working from home, and I could do a whole show on that. But U.S. manufacturing has been down for 7 months straight, and there's job cuts. I mean, we're seeing a lot of it happen in real estate companies, a lot of companies, the technology companies. So let's just say that Biden should not take a victory lap anytime soon, because although the job numbers came in well, there's still so much outstanding that's not so good. And all these things are going to come to roost. The vacancy rates, there's going to be all these buildings that are going to go in. Well, we don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to procrastinate, not procrastinate, but think about what's going to happen in the future. But it's not a good thing. Inflation, things costing more. So, and I didn't even mention the influx of migrants into our country, which again is a pressure to the country when we're not. Again, we're fragile. We don't have things together. So we have 597 days until Biden's out of office. So I like to keep that in mind. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we know that he's running again. But with dropping, he's falling, he's saluting the press. I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll leave it at that. So on another note, last night I was thrilled to participate in the Patrick Medford High School Scholarship and Awards Night. Every year, the graduating seniors, they do essays or whatever they need to do for the particular scholarships, and they come together. It happened to be June 1st, last night, this year, and the students get scholarships. So they apply for different scholarships and then they win. So I love to give back. I had a wonderful experience at my high school, and from my company, Diversified Financial Solutions, we gave 2 $1,000 scholarships. And this year it happened to be 2 women. I've been doing this for probably, I don't even know now. I've probably been doing scholarships for the high school for my company, let's say 8 to 10 years. It's been a while. And typically it's men. So it was really, really interesting here in 2023 that 2 women were the recipients of the award. And I will tell you, so the essay that I have them do, it's basically to they have to be in business management or finance. That's the type of schooling that they're going to continue at in college. And what they're going to do is write an essay about how they can impact the world of finance. And so it's really exciting because we do have a lack of women. I know there's a lot of financial shows on LA News Radio, but I happen to be the only woman financial advisor, just an FYI. I also run a women's nonprofit organization, Power of Women Exchanging Resources, and we also gave out scholarships totaling $2,500 to 5 students, 2 of them from Patrick Medford, 2 of them from Sachem, and 1 from Bayshore High Schools. So, I was at Patrick Medford representing. I want to thank Marissa Paiza for going at Sachem to give those scholarships out, and for Kim Dominici to give out the scholarship at Bayshore High School. So I have to say it was such a great night at Patrick Medford. I can speak to that one because I was there. The donors provided $350,000 in scholarships to the students, which was a pretty extraordinary number. It was up. They said pre-pandemic it was about 178,000. So that was more than double, which is pretty exciting. So it's good to give back, and it's good to to be a mentor and to kind of help people do better, and let them know that and to give back. Like I said, I mean, I've been very fortunate that I had a great high school. I do a lot at the high school where I speak to students, and give them an idea that this is something that they can do. If they want to become a financial advisor, it's something that can be possible, or an accountant, or whatever the case may be. And even my Women's Power organization, we have women that do all different types of careers, and to know that women can do anything as well. So it is a women's organization, but we have a brunch that's coming up on July 9th on Sunday. I want to talk about it a little bit more, have my women on here to talk about it, but we're going to be at Sunset Harbor on Sunday, July 9th. And it's our 11th anniversary, and we are honoring our 6th woman in business, who is Sharon Boyd, and she is with Dress for Success. So it's going to be a pretty exciting brunch. It always is. We have a really good time, and a lot of people come out. So if you can go to powernewyorkchapter.com, to our website, and you can register to join us, or if you want to donate. The beauty of it is all the donations go to, again, these scholarships for the students. So again, it's helping so many people, and that's what we're trying to do. So we had a great market this week, so you have a little bit more money. Hopefully that continues. But we're doing all right. I hope you have a great weekend. I want to thank you for tuning in today. And remember, let's all try to do better and be better. And like I said, have a great weekend. And I will see you, and we will do it all again next Friday. It's this Financial Chick signing off. All right, I ended a little bit early. I never end before the clock. I guess I talk really fast. I hope you understood what I said. Have a great weekend, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. Bye.